So it's been a while.
Yeah, good to see you again, Yuri.
Yeah, it's been a minute. A little more.
Yeah, I am really glad when you checked on me and asked me to be like with you to come and have some kind of discussion and things like this. Maybe not discussion. Maybe we should call it a dialogue.
I appreciate. I know you don't have much time while being here in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came in just to see the family. My family is still here, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I'm always breezing in and out of Nairobi. So right now, like you know, I'm now settled in Jeddah doing my stuff.
In Jeddah?
Yeah.
It's actually not far from where was this meeting with Ukraine and Russia, right?
True. Yeah. It's actually, I think, is in the capital city, which is Riyadh. Yeah.
Riyadh. Ah, okay.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I think we can get started. I tell you a little bit about my journey.
Yeah, you have a unique journey.
Yeah.
And how long are you in IT?
Yeah, I think in IT I can now say close to 10 years.
10 years now?
Yes.
Wow, it's
close to 10 years now. It started like can I say like a joke? In fact, I call myself an accidental IT guy, you know.
Accidental.
Because I originally studied mechanical engineering.
Okay.
Right? So I did that, but I never fully practiced in engineering fully. I did some technical stuff that are related to engineering. And that was when I was in Dubai. And then, you know, I worked with some workshop that is the service Range Rover. So, yeah, if you have some Range Rover stuff, I can still give you some tricks about it.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, we read the majority of my task then is to read the logs of the engine and stuff like that. And then I pass the task to the technicians that are going to do it.
Wow.
But when I came to Kenya, I came for a project, and that project is under some telecommunication stuff. That is way back in 2013, thereabouts.
Was it also related to that time? It was Safaricom or not?
The project is not for Safaricom specifically. It's for Telcom.
Yeah,
Telcom. We came to do some installation of site monitoring equipment at that time. Yeah, but the project did not fly. So I had to move to Uganda. Then we did the project now in Uganda. The same company that brought us to Kenya took us to Uganda. So we did the same thing over there. There I was also, at that point, I started relating with data more, like data for projects and things like this. And I've been good with some tech stuff, which is basically Excel, you know, using it for reporting and things like this. So I had knowledge of what reporting is like using and all of this data stuff.
But I also realized not that long ago how does these things work around data.
Yeah.
That if there is this a startup, right, and eventually everything comes into data. So
yeah.
So you to make good decisions about your strategy and everything, you need to focus on data sooner or later.
Absolutely, and in fact, like I was saying, this data is just everything. Even at that time when I was not like a professional data guy, but we just use it for normal reporting, what is the status and stuff of different projects. But when I returned back to Kenya, and I met my brother-in-law, actually was the one who introduced me now. Then he's a big guy already in the US doing BI and stuff. So I told him, I think I like this BI stuff. And he told me, yeah, you're welcome. And the rest is history today. And going back to the topic you mentioned about data, And I tell guys who probably want to come into data, some people find it like it's difficult.
I also wonder,
extreme.
Is it just is it easy to apply for a job if you don't have any relevant experience before, by just maybe watching YouTube and everything, or you might need to get some hands-on experience before you get a real job?
Yeah, it's very important for the experience. It's very important.
Yeah.
And the breaking points where people who actually want to maybe switch into this data, where I feel like, because I also mentor guys right now, even online, people come in my inbox, oh, please, how can I get here? I've been trying to learn on my own and things like this. The biggest challenge so far, and majority of them where they get frustrated, is that aspect of getting a job. Because
getting a job.
When you apply,
a first job, basically.
Yeah, first job mainly.
First job is
the biggest challenge. So majority just gets carried away, and then they get frustrated, and then they leave everything and then go.
I know lots of people get stuck on those courses, endless, and you learn and learn and learn and learn, and it's been years you're learning and you still can't find a good job.
Yeah, that is where mentorship comes in. I was lucky when I joined, and the person who introduced me, he gave me a platform, which is that's the benefit of, or that's the privilege I had. He gave me a platform. I had the opportunity to work, excuse me, in his company. Where I started like a junior guy. Guys are just working with some task. They pass it to me. I get the opportunity to learn the core skill of SQL, integration, how databases speaking to each other and things like this. And when we talk about data, we have the real core aspects of where we are integrating the system itself so that we can get the data, bring them together for reporting. We have some guys who are not really into the technical parts. All they do is just do the analysis. The data is already put together. Here is it. You do the analysis. You see? But the aspect that I personally am really, really interested in is that aspect of joining the stuff, and you should not...
Bridging the business.
The business, of course. You will get the business requirements. From these business requirements, you tune it and turn it into technical requirements, right? I used to get from you when we work together, right? So you've brought this request, or business, they've given us this request. For us to answer this question, this business question, the data is not always in the same, let me call it database, or the same source, or things like this. We need to source this data from different places.
It's like a data architecture.
Yeah, we have to couple all of this stuff together so that it can make sense or actually answer the question that the business wants to be answered. Some people don't like these aspects of bringing this data together. They just want to bring the data together. I will do the analysis. You see what I mean? So for me, I had the opportunity to work right from doing the analysis only down, working backwards to now doing the integration and stuff. Back to your question of how difficult is it for people to get their first job.
And also what people can expect, while like working, these first few years for the first job. What would be the range of a salary here in Kenya?
In Nairobi.
Yeah. Let's say if you're lucky, or if you're not really that lucky.
Yeah, but I think at least that I know before I got opportunity out of Nairobi, anything around starting from like 150 upward can be a good 150K Kenyan shillings can be a good. But some people,
which is like $1,000.
Yeah, for
USD.
Me, for me, I think if you are breaking into this market, your target should not be the salary first.
Of course, for the first few years,
first must be experience. In fact, when I started, I don't care if I was getting paid or not.
Same.
For me, I just wanted that skill.
Yeah.
But and when I discussed it with my brother-in-law that time, he would tell me, I like your mentality, because for me, I just want that skill. And I can tell you that skill has changed everything. Right now, I don't...
That's an investment, Exactly.
Correct.
You think you are not getting paid, but in fact, someone is investing in you.
In fact, you should be paying them.
Yes.
For giving, for giving you
totally
that skill.
Agree, man.
Yeah. So once you have done all of this video, all of this training, online courses and stuff, just look for a place. Try. It's not easy. It's not easy to get this opportunity.
Of course.
Network with people. Say hello to people in their inboxes. Present your work online. Put yourself out there. Brand yourself like, hey, this is what I do and things like that. That's another problem some people have. You've done a very good project. Mm-hmm. Probably you followed a course online or something and you've developed one small project. If you keep it on your computer, how is John going to know that you've done a wonderful job?
Yeah, you need to put it out there.
You have to put it.
Yeah.
So most people are scared to put the first job. It usually looks very horrible. Like, oh, how can I put this out there? People are doing something even better than this. Mm-hmm. But I mean, we all started from somewhere. Put it out there. You get some corrections here and there. And then, just play it liberal. Don't go on hard topics so that, you don't get knocked. Online also is not really too safe. People will attack you. People will say different kind of things. But I mean, block the noise. Just keep doing your stuff. You get better at it, and the opportunities are going to come. I have many guys who I mentored. They come in my inbox, especially on X. They come and then they tell me, "Oh, please, how can I do this?" And majority of them right now are doing well.
Right, there should be a good community in Kenya about data specialists, managers.
A lot.
So you can get help.
Yeah, a lot.
And some people are willing to help. Yeah, some people are just willing to help for free, for nothing.
People are actually willing to help.
Exactly.
The problem is you not going out there to seek that help. People no one will come to you and knock on your to your DM like, do you need help? No, it's you to join these communities. And this community, like for instance, I know online you will see AWS Kenya group. You will see Fabrics like Microsoft.
Yeah, some big companies here. Yeah.
You would see their community group. Even these are just controlled by individuals who have the interest of building communities, right? Mm-hmm. Just join them, participate, and grow yourself from there.
And I feel like these people, when they need support, it's very easy and fast to organize themselves, and to do some workshops.
True.
Discuss some topics like
webinars
AI,
and different kind of topics, trends of what is going on, right?
Yeah.
Another thing that people underplay or they undermine is consistency.
Oh yeah.
That has really killed so many people's dream, because you tried it this week, next week, you've applied for some couple of jobs and they are not forthcoming. They just leave everything and go. You've actually killing yourself. Don't stop. Just keep doing it.
Yeah. Of course, I think it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's in anything.
Everywhere like this. Yeah.
Anything you're doing.
You need to be very consistent.
You have to be.
Every day. Just spend a little time, but do it every day.
Yeah.
And this result will just eventually come.
For sure.
Yeah.
And there is this possibility of you getting tired or getting burnout or what. It's okay. We all burn out. We all even go to our cubicles to do some kind of cries and stuff in our inner mind, Mm-hmm. Do the cry, come back, bounce back, and get back again. Get back to it. No giving up. That is it. For me, I think it got to a point when I was learning, and I was so engrossed in learning this stuff that my wife would tell me, okay, now you've learned enough, go sleep.
Go sleep.
I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I will just be turning and turning like there is something I still need to learn. So just make sure if you want to get into anything, it's not only just data, anything.
And how fast salary can grow once you're already there?
If you have the skill.
Yeah.
The good thing about having a skill is you know your what. First and foremost, you know your what. And if you're bargaining lower than what your what is, you know the reason why you're doing it, not because you don't have the skill. So one thing that we must chase from the beginning is the skill. Once you have the skills necessary, even if the first pay you get is lower than the skills you have, you keep adding your experience, right?
Yeah.
Once you get the experience, now you can bargain.
Yeah.
If someone is giving you something lower than what you think you're worth, you can move. Once you have your first job, headhunters will start looking for you.
Yeah.
They will headhunt you.
Yes.
Once you start showing that skills on your CV, people are seeing it.
You're
don't
have to look for a job.
You don't have to look for a job.
Jobs are looking for you now.
Job now will look for you. People will start inboxing you. Hey, what's up? We see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Can we get this? And now you see you can bargain better when it is someone looking for you. Or you're eating and you have something else in your hand. Should anything go wrong, you bring the second one. But skill first.
Of course.
Skill first.
And I think there's a lot of, this kind of education where you spend years and years learning something, even if they say it's related to your field, to some IT field. But in fact, when you get to get a job, this is not what I need. I need something maybe modern, some new technologies. I think like these normal institutions sometimes are very outdated in terms of what they give you.
Of course.
Because as you said, you need to focus on skill.
Yes.
So you're developing a specific skill.
Yeah.
Okay, I need this and this and this, and maybe for this I need to spend a few months, and it's done. I don't need to, get graduated after 5 years. Or
true, I agree, but we have to be also cautious when we are thinking in this direction.
Okay.
Till today, we still have organizations, especially structured organizations, that still want to see your certificates as the HR policies.
I know.
You see,
the aspect of bureaucracy,
and just the normal stuff.
Of course.
Many companies are changing that.
When the heads are burning, they can close their eyes sometimes.
True. That is where skills now and experience comes in.
Exactly. Yeah.
For you, there is a point where we have walked up to in our career that your degree does not concern anyone again. You can build up on different certifications and stuff like that, but experience. For someone who is just starting, if you have the opportunity, why not?
Exactly.
Yeah, just get it. It's better for you to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. You see, when you really need it, you don't have it. There is no way you are going to, quickly rush back to school to go get it. Okay, wait for me. Let me go to school now and get it. It might not be there. And this might just be the opportunity you need to, to blow, to get out of the trenches. So will you start blaming yourself that you did? Like in my own case, when I now get to know that, okay, I am now into this skill. Now I have my skills. Now I am working and the experience is already building up. I've done 1 or 2 projects. In fact, started leading projects myself. There is this inner kind of discomfort I'm still having. Like, wait, I did mechanical engineering and I'm in the midst of these computer guys.
Oh, okay.
So some of these guys will see me and still feel like mechanical engineering. How is a mechanical engineer telling me about tech?
Yeah.
No one has told me that. I am the one thinking that in my head. So,
exactly.
And I think that topic is around what we call, what's it called? Imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Right? You are like a clown in between. So no one has told me that, but because my work is showing, but I am feeling that doubt. So I did lots of certification to kill that doubt within me. Just when I go for the certification and I pass my certification, I feel like, I know this stuff, Still, the doubt is still there. So around 2020, what I did was, I have to, now that I'm in this field, let me just get all in now. I went to Strathmore. I took my computing and information system masters. And during that course, there are many things that I learned on this online video that are skills, right? But the real background of how is this thing working, I may not get it in that course. But when I did my master's and they gave us some assignments, they gave us some core,
some practical
computing studies and read some books, do this. everything became even clearer. Now, so for me, by the time I was finishing that course, it killed that imposter syndrome now. Now, when I go out now like a computer guy, because I mean, if anyone is saying they did a computer course, okay, I have a degree also in computing. So what do you want to tell me? In fact, I have now better opportunity. I have engineering and I have computing. So I'm even positioning myself now for robotics. The possibility of getting into robotics itself now, because I already have the background knowledge of how many of these, engineering stuff. I can add my AI and ML knowledge to this, and so we keep growing. You don't stop. You just keep going, and the field changes. Oof,
it's so
per
rapid.
Second, very fast, very fast. Before you get your hand on this, something new is out. So you have to keep learning. That's just it.
And normally, how many stacks you have in the whole data this stream?
It's a lot.
It's a lot. You can be a designer. You can be a.
You mean the career part itself?
Yeah, I mean, once you're interested in data, there is big data. There are so many different branches, right?
Oh yeah. When we talk about data, it's huge.
It's huge.
It's huge. Like very huge. But one thing.
And also, it's very interesting in which direction your career can move.
Yes.
For example, you can move towards having, team, 1 team, 2 teams, 3 teams, being a manager, maybe managing the whole department, or maybe managing like some branches inside the company related to data.
Yeah.
Because there is data quality, data
exactly, data governance.
Yeah.
Data governance, data management.
Exactly. So you can actually grow to multiple
the data field is too huge.
Yeah.
You could start from, just like I mentioned, just starting from analysis, mere analysis, just doing 1 or 2 analysis here and there. And it will pique your interest that from where is this data coming from? I want to actually work with sourcing this data, because whatever analysis, surface analysis anyone is doing, the data is collected somewhere, prepared somehow, and then served somewhere for you to use as the end user, right? So for me, when I started at that surface level, I like coupling things. So for me, I really am interested in where is this data coming from? How did we arrive here, and things like this. So it made me have interest. I had interest in using ETL, what we call ETL, right? Extract, transform, and load, and all of these processes, which means we are extracting the data from different sources, we will transform it, and then
run a script.
We load it somewhere.
And then we have inside.
Exactly.
Some specific.
Now, that is one field on its own.
Yep.
We have the machine learning side. We have a whole lot of, a whole lot of things going on within the data space, right? But when you want to talk about the skills, some people get scared of maybe, too many mathematics. Too many stuff. Maybe we'll be involved. And things like this.
I think when people think about IT, mostly they associate it with coding.
Coding, yeah.
And also data, as you said, it's complicated. It's math.
It is.
A lot of math.
You can.
But there are some different
aspects where you don't have to do the core mathematics. But of course, the basic statistics, knowing how, what does it mean? Maybe not. Yeah. See, for instance, you're not the one who is going to, for instance, find average of an huge data. There is already a function in Excel that will do the average. But if someone is telling you, as a business user, is telling you, I want to know the total number of customers we had yesterday. I mean, that's a basic math. Anyone should be able to know. Exactly. It's just for you to count the number of,
Not a rocket science.
Yeah, that's not a rocket science. You just need to know that what does this person really want. I'll give another example. While we can talk about the maths, and this is just statistics bits. like for instance, why should I use median instead of average?
Oh, medium or average.
Median
actually,
or average.
I have no idea what's the difference.
Yeah. So for average, there is in these cases we use median when we don't want outliers to eat into the result we are looking for. And what are outliers? You see, these are just numbers that are just, let me use a layman term so that we can understand, is they are out of place. Let me use that word. So for instance, the men in this room, for instance, we know we are between the ages of, let's say, 30 and 40, for instance. Then someone is 75. 75 is not within our group, is out of the group. If I do average of our ages, that 75 is going to push the number.
Okay.
Somehow, it's going to skew the number.
Well,
you get what I mean?
It will definitely shift the numbers.
The numbers.
Just because of one.
Yes. Because one guy is a lot higher. Yeah. But let's say, for instance, we are all 33, and 34, and then 75.
Oh,
if we do mean, our average, our mean will be around 33 there, because we will arrange the number. But many of these things, the good thing is the tools are going to do it for you. But you should just try to understand the math behind it. And I mean, if you are consistent enough, like we started with, ready to learn, ready to build. And for me, I think I just have something chasing me. Again, you must have something chasing you towards that goal. You know, if you have something that is really, it boils down to something, you really want anything, you will get it. So if you really want this stuff, the skills are not easy to come by, and it is any skill. I have never seen anyone good at anything that is just doing it once in a while. I have never seen. I have told, when I train people on some of these skills and they get frustrated, I tell them, imagine when you are learning how to drive.
Yeah.
The very first day they put you on that seat, it feels like you want to even crash immediately.
Yeah.
Right? You do it the first time, confidence, second time, like that. After some time, you start gisting with someone as you drive, because now you're used to the processes of where you need to touch, where you need to stop the brakes and things. It's now kind of a subconscious stuff. So there is no skill whatsoever anyone want to be good at that you just do it today, you leave it for another 3-4 days, 1 week, then you come back again, and then you start saying, oh, I'm not getting this skill, or I'm not good at it. My friend, you can do better by continuously practicing and consistent.
I wonder whether those levels are still relevant, like, you know, a level of your skills, like junior, you know, seniority, middle, and stuff like this. Because there are different thoughts around this. You know, some people think, you know, the seniority really isn't that relevant to actually what kind of value you can contribute. I mean, if you call someone senior and you say, okay, you can become a senior within 10 years, is it also relevant to data?
Yes.
So it's like you need to basically have experience more than 10 years to become a senior, or it can...
No. I don't think there is a certain...
There's a
certain number of days counting or years counting that should amount to you being senior or not. That's my take. To some extent, of course, with time, you get good at anything. I agree to that. But when it comes to tech, you being senior is the number of experience, real job you have done, real work.
Yeah.
So if I do real projects collectively,
let's
cumulatively,
say for a few years,
for even 1 year or 2 years, cumulatively, I am busy working on different projects, I will of course be... What is senior in actual sense? Senior is just you having enough experience to be able to say, I think this is where the problem is. And then you go there and
solve it.
Does it have to have a number of years before you should be able to do that? I think it's just the number of things you have seen That is the experience, which is experience, you know?
Yep.
So if you collectively, you have worked collectively in a certain domain for a period of time, and you've done a whole lot of projects, enough projects, maybe not a whole lot, enough projects for you to be able to answer questions quickly. For instance, let's talk about experience. Let's basic experience. Someone who is not experienced enough in tech.
Yeah.
Maybe he started like last 2 weeks or something, then he got a gig. And then he was doing this project. He was so excited. Oh, I've got my first gig, and it is a Friday. And then he's like, oh, push to production on a Friday.
That's a terrible mistake.
Yeah, because he doesn't have experience. He doesn't know the implication. He might not know the implication of pushing on a Friday. It might look like a joke, but it's a real thing. Why are you pushing on a Friday? Because the next day, the person who's supposed to support you may not be available.
Exactly. Now your weekend is fucked.
Now you have messed the weekend, you know. Now you start scouting for people. Oh, where is this guy? The guy is telling you, man, I'm driving right now. I cannot help you. Oh, this, you know. But by experience, you will know. Basic thing like, I may not find people to support me if I push on Friday or on the weekend.
Of course.
Very basic. I don't think you need 10 years to know those basic things. You just ought to have experienced it enough, or even here. For me, I read from somewhere, I don't know who had the quote, but that you cannot live long enough to experience everything. And that's the reason why you must experience from other people's stuff, reading books, join communities where people share ideas. For instance, I'll tell you one story. When I was living with my uncle back then in Nigeria, and I've been driving locally in Nigeria, like let's say Lagos. I've been driving locally inter streets and stuff like that. And I've been driving for almost 3 years within streets and major roads in Lagos.
Okay.
But I've never driven on an highway before.
Okay.
On an highway like interstates, going from, let's say, for instance, from Nairobi to Nakuru or from Nairobi to Busia, something like this, long distance. I've never driven before. But I've stayed next to drivers. So they say about how if you're approaching the bend, you should slow down and then you turn. I've just had it, right? I've had it. I've never experienced it myself. I've never done it, but I've had it. Yeah. So this time my uncle came, I understand you drive in Lagos for more than 3 years. And I said, I'm a very good driver. So he's like, okay, come with me, we go. So we traveled. We got to the village. Now we were to go from one state to another state. He gave me the key. You are a good driver. Take the key. Let's drive. I started going, driving. The first bend, I think it was not marked. The road, that there is a bend on that side, it was not marked. And I think I was around 80 or something, or even more.
Oh, there was no sign.
There was no sign that
there
is a bend there. So I entered.
What was your speed?
Around, I think she was above 80, maybe around 90 there. I entered that bend, and the man was dozing. He woke up and was like, what was that? I said, sorry, sir. I said, sorry, sir. So it occurred to me what I experienced, what that experience I've had before. I said, wow, I would have died here because I did not, maybe not my fault, I did not see the sign, but if I had seen the sign and used the experience I have had before, I wouldn't experience that. I would have slowed down, drive through it. What am I driving at? You may not even have experienced it before. You might have heard about it. So the number of experiences you've also had can add to your own experience and to your own portfolio, and you can use it.
Can contribute a lot.
So the number of years may not really matter, but what you have experienced, what you have seen, experienced, heard, read about, it matters.
Yeah, so your career can change a lot.
Yes.
If you just lucky got your hands on some good projects for a year or 2 or 3, you can expect a way different salary and
a lot more
opportunities.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder in Kenya comparing to Saudi Arabia, right? Mm-hmm. Is it similar? The whole infrastructure, the projects, the the development, because Kenya is growing very fast, right? There are very different projects out there. Big companies are here as well, and some maybe startups like delivery apps, taxi apps, and there is more.
Yeah,
some marketplaces.
Correct.
And there are plenty of them. Correct. And I have no idea what's up there in Saudi Arabia. I assuming it's also developing fast now.
Yeah,
right?
It's very well.
They get investments.
A lot.
Some big companies also coming there.
A lot of companies. And when it comes to experience or in the data space especially, I like, because the person who taught me, he likes simplifying things.
Yeah.
So he made the what's it called? The concept of data. He made it very simple when I was learning it. And the concept of data is the same everywhere. The purpose for which we want to use it might be different.
Yeah, okay.
But
I get your point.
The process is the same.
Yeah.
Either data is being collected and stored somewhere, it is processed and is taken somewhere.
Right. For you to be able to...
No matter any form of architecture we have built.
Yeah.
Of course, the architecture will serve different purposes. Again, the data is being collected somewhere.
As long as you can do a high-quality decision based on your data.
Yes.
So
for you to achieve this,
yep,
for the purpose that you want to use it for, might be different. And this might bring about the way you will design or you will build the process. Maybe is it going to be batched? Is it going to be streaming? Is it going to be whatever solution you want to achieve? Of course, it all depends on, because data is solution. It's not about what you are, it's not about the stack itself. It's a solution. What means the solution? At times, you have given me a task. If it is only Excel that will solve that purpose, I don't have to go bring all my armories to answer that question. I will just give you Excel to solve that purpose. If it requires we bring in sophisticated tools, scripting and stuff, we will do it. But what I'm saying is, data is flowing, is like water. It's moving, it's being collected somewhere, it's being processed or processed. Maybe during that processing, another thing is sourcing it from there. And then at the end of the day, we are taking it somewhere at the end of the day. Maybe where it is also maybe at rest for final storage or just for archiving or stuff.
The life cycle mostly would be just similar.
Collected mostly will be similar. Collected, processed, or used while still being processed, or when done processing, eventually it goes and rests somewhere. Maybe for archiving or for history, reporting, and all of those. Architecture will change depending on what we need to achieve, you know. So maybe even while at rest there, we will put some APIs or some other stuff on top of it so that people can read it, because you can imagine when you're applying for something and they tell you, give us your 3 months bank statement.
Yeah.
That data is being called from somewhere that is resting. You know? Yeah, the data is being called from somewhere that is resting. Last 3 months data is kept somewhere. They will go there, they pick it, you know. All your activities that you have been doing on your accounts, everything, that you've been doing on your accounts, it goes to that place, right? Yeah. And then they pick it and source it for you. So the process is usually the same. It's usually the same. We collect data, we process it, and that processing now, a whole lot has been packed into that word processing. So we can break that processing down depending on what we want to achieve.
Okay, and this skill set, is it available the same as it is in Nairobi, there in Saudi Arabia, or it's a challenge?
People are really, really, really developing their skills. I was really amazed with the kind of skills people have, you know.
There, right?
Yeah. People have like very wonderful skills in the data, in even application development and all of this stuff. When you meet with professionals There also, nothing is changing. We are all speaking the same language, which is the...
You speak
process.
Arabic as well?
No, I don't speak Arabic. But at least the good thing is Swahili is close to Arabic. So...
Is it?
Yeah, a lot. And when they say some words, because my Swahili also, I'm just getting better with my Swahili. So when they say some words there, I could quickly, put one or two things together but people communicate in English.
How? Okay.
Yeah, they communicate in
English. Is it on the national level?
Yes. Oh. Yes, people speak English because I think although in schools they were taught in Arabic, but I think most people now see that since in the workspace, they will have to interact with people from other places. Yeah, they improve on their skills on speaking English, and they communicate in clear English, by the way.
Yeah. Wow, looks like their society is very business oriented.
Yes,
but also, as I understand, traditional.
Yes, which is beautiful. I mean, that is why we are,
of course,
human. And for me, actually, when I got the opportunity to go there, I really wanted to experience how people who are different from me, they do things. And I've learned a whole lot of things from how people live there. And, I've learned a whole lot, So it's good. It's a worthwhile experience. It's good. Very, very good.
All right. And IT comparing to the other industries there, is it the same? There is a gap between...
Maybe. Let's say for AI skills, ML skills, it's coming up, right?
It's coming up.
And it's like this everywhere, even in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Even here in Nairobi or in the whole of Africa, it's coming up. It's a skill we are all still trying to build and incorporate. What are the things we can do with these things and things like that? Yeah. So, but yes, it's there, and the opportunities are also there for people who might want to explore. Yeah.
So basically, within a short period of time, if you get relevant experience, you can, jobs are looking for you, and you can get, let's say now, being highly paid, right?
Yeah,
Is there a high range where you can just, get there, and then there is no way forward?
Then you start consulting.
Consulting.
Yeah,
basically you do your own business.
Maybe if you feel like me, some people get tired of...
I'm trying to spot the roof. Is there any roof after 10 years of experience for you to move forward to now,
to something else?
Yeah, something else. So I'm seeing on LinkedIn, right? Lots of people would educate other people, sell their courses.
Exactly.
Right.
So these are the options you have.
Yeah.
Maybe not all of us will maybe get to CIO or CEO or so. Maybe not all of us, right?
Yep.
But we can consult, right? And this is another good thing about being in the tech space. After you've gathered so many experiences and stuff like that, working and building stuff, if you put yourself out there, if you brand yourself to be worthwhile.
You as a brand.
Yeah, people will come to you and they will consult you. Maybe not hiring, you can help them set up their team. You can help advise them based on your experience. I mean, the experience will not go to waste. You can still keep as much as you want to work. Let me put it that way.
Yeah. Okay, so with 10 years of experience, what would be the salary range? Let's say in Nairobi, I have no idea about Dubai, but I know in Dubai this technology is very well developed.
Yeah,
and they should have lots of competition on the market.
Yeah, I think the market is different. Markets is different depending, and most companies now even pay based on your economy, the economy where you live in.
I searched for some jobs with, let's say, with high seniority. Right? So I would say some of the jobs are even much highly paid than in Europe here.
Of course.
Related to data.
Yeah, but if you look at their economy also, they will pay more for their living expenses. So most company, they base many of their salary based on living expenses.
Yeah.
Some will pay you when you're working remotely, blah, 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 but they will not, I don't think, if you look at the economy also, because it is not the same amount you will rent a room in Nairobi that you will rent in, let's say, Czech Republic, for instance, or let's say Germany, for instance.
Fair enough.
If you look at it. So they will pay you based on the economy you operate in, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they will pay you based on your skills, based on the economy you work in. So you might have a data analyst that is in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Earning like, let's say, 2,000 USD, for example.
Yep.
You will not pay a similar data analyst, the same skill and everything in, let's say... Dubai, let's say Colorado.
Or US. Yeah.
Or US. It will not be possible because their living expenses over there is also different. So they weigh all of this in before they pay. But for sure, when it comes to paying for skills, if you can negotiate, again, negotiation is another thing. It's another thing. You will find out in a team, especially in startups or companies that don't have structure, that they say, okay, even if you bargain poorly, we have a limit that we usually, the band, they have a band. Even if you bargain poorly, they will still put you within that band that you're supposed to be in. But for startups, whatever you negotiate is what you get. So if you think you are eager to just get a job and stuff like that, and they offer you $1,000 for a skill that they could pay for 3,000 USD, you called for it and they will pay you what you have asked for. So that is also part of what people who are maybe skilled should be able to. And going back to the topic of guys who are just joining and who don't have experience yet, you can hustle for gigs. And gigs. Yeah. Just some few...
One-time gig.
One-time gig, help me do this report.
Part-time.
Yeah, help me do this report.
You outsource it.
Yeah, help me do this report, help me do this. But like I said, no one is going to come to your door and knock on your door. Are you looking for a gigs?
Yeah.
You have to put yourself out there.
Yeah, I know some people get salaries over the million of shillings.
Of course, it's your skill. I mean,
right?
It's your skill. Just make sure you put yourself out there.
1 million is like, I think
10,000. About
more.
Yeah,
about.
Yeah, 1 million. It's not up to. Is it up to 1,000 USD? I'm not sure, but about.
Yeah.
Because I think Kenyan shillings now is 126.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, yeah.
126, 128 or so.
So it's possible, even in
Very
here.
possible.
All right.
Very possible. Just keep building. Don't stop. Like for me, I reevaluate myself every day, by the way. I come from work, I sit down. So what is the next thing? Where are we? What next can we do? What next am I going to do to move me from where I'm currently at and put me in a better position to negotiate? Always try to put yourself in a better position to grow. Growth is not a bad thing. And I mean, there is no one who you are working with, even companies, that doesn't want you to grow, you know?
Yeah.
So how do you grow? Building your skills, and that's the only way you can grow. That is the only way.
Yeah. And I know you are like coming to Nairobi once in a while these days.
Yeah. I'm not permanent in Nairobi again. Yeah.
How, what's your plan? Do you plan to relocate eventually? Or you see?
I'm still testing my waters, but but it's good. I enjoy it over there.
Yeah,
I really enjoy because it's very calm and
Is it very hot?
Peaceful. Of course, we have seasons. Right. By the time I was leaving, we are getting into the summer.
All right.
So it's becoming hot like that.
Oh.
But it's bearable. It's fine. I mean, we are always in the office. You wouldn't even know what's there, so out there. And for me, it's the peace of mind you get.
It's peaceful, it's safe.
You can leave your stuff and you will find them. It's very safe. For me, it's the peace. I really I enjoy the peace there, where you don't have to watch over your shadow and things like that. So it's very, your shoulders, I mean, it's very, very peaceful.
Do you miss Kenyan food?
Yes, but I carry. I carry my own food. I carry my food. I cook when I really miss home food. I just cook. Yeah, it's interesting. It's a good experience. Let me put it that way.
Right. So now you've been managing team, right? Of how many people?
Yeah, I work with contract vendors maybe that I manage. So it's quite it's flexible. It's a flexible team, and I also do my own stuff. I run the ML model and stuff like that. Yeah,
you were playing a little with AI.
Now I'm getting, like I said, this field is very dynamic. You can be as dynamic as you want, and with the advent of this ChatGPT and the rest of it, you can now easily even
actually
grow your skills.
How does this thing changing your daily life? I mean, having now this large language models.
It has made life a lot easier, a lot more. For me, as at now, I use it in my day-to-day task. It's no longer anything you should probably hide or hiding. No, maybe you use it. It's a tool. We use it as a tool. And
I think all that dirty work we used to do.
Yeah, typing. Now why should I type a script that something can write for me? I will not type it.
Saves a lot of time.
Just type it for me and then do some tweaks, and then I will use it for my own. It's like that's why when I see people who are probably scared of maybe AI is going to take, at least not now. Not now. You can use it to your own advantage. Use it to, benefit your productivity and efficiency. Use it. It's like being scared of when, I'm sure maybe when they brought calculator back then also, people are scared, maybe accountants are going to get out of work. But no, it's only supporting their work, right? So we just use it and get better with it. Yeah.
So I don't think we should be scared that AI will replace some of the jobs. I read this article where people were afraid where this technological revolution came and they started producing these lots of machines for farms, and people were afraid that the farming.
Will be affected.
Yeah. People would not have jobs and stuff like this. And eventually what happened was the opposite.
It created more jobs.
Exactly. While now people using the technology, they can do it more in a very different manner.
Exactly. So it's just
the businesses just went up.
It's just you, wherever you are, look at how you can incorporate this new stuff into what you have been doing. And you will beat the rest who are still probably scared of, will it take my job or stuff? Just skill up, and new opportunities will definitely, in fact, are already coming. Right. Because we now see people using AI to generate videos, right?
Yep.
And they post this video on YouTube. And people are watching the scripts and stuff. So rather than going to bring people together to act for you or things like this, you can actually build stuff using this. So it's how much you can think when something is in, instead of it being like a shock to you, look at how can I take advantage of this, So we just have to look for a way to work with it. We cannot be scared of whether it's going to take our job, and at least for now, it's here. Use it to your own benefit, and let's see what the future holds for us. Maybe.
Yeah, I also agree. There's now people use a lot this AI-generated videos for any kind of promotion.
Yeah,
you know, I think it's becoming like a very different, like very new thing on the market.
Yeah,
whatever you do, even us talking about data, we can just ask AI to generate us talking about data.
Yes,
it will generate our some animation or anything.
Absolutely.
And this is how we can post and advertise.
Absolutely.
So
you can use it for anything. So I mean, just use it to your own advantage. Don't whine over it. Just do it.
Yeah. Okay. Martin, have you called? Okay. Yeah. Well. So you say you are not yet decided on where to stay, whether you would. But tell me, please, when are you planning to come back to Kenya again? I know you are leaving Kenya tonight, actually.
Yeah. I'll be traveling tonight. Maybe I don't usually stay more than 2-3 months. I don't usually stay beyond that. So maybe, hopefully.
So you'll be coming on Kenya's winter?
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should better just come a little late when it's already
I love
rain season's over.
No, I love the cold weather.
Really?
I love the cold weather in Nairobi a lot. Yeah, so for me, it's...
Actually, me too.
Plus, I think I have maybe some other undertakings that I might want to do earlier. So I'll be around. When I'm around, definitely I will show up.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you use LinkedIn a lot?
Yeah, a lot. In fact, I post a lot.
Yeah, I actually check your posts, and you do this frequently.
Yeah,
and you just sometimes just push some suggestions, some insights to other people.
Yeah,
this is, I think, a very common thing in Kenya. Lots of people here like to just to share some experience, some posts, some new learnings and stuff.
You have to when you learn something new, and that's another way to retain knowledge, right? You learn something new, or you have read an article that you feel like those who are following you might benefit from, you can share, so that people... You're doing two things. You're putting yourself out there to show that you're building your skill.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, you are sharing. Sharing is caring, right? So if I've read something that is beneficial to me, for my work, I believe those who are following me, they are following me for a reason.
Right.
Maybe they feel like I have content, or I have some values that they can get some knowledge from. So if I read something, I push for them to also benefit from it. But I do more of my post on
X.
On X, former Twitter. Yeah. And I even have more followers on
Twitter.
On Twitter than on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Yeah. At least I have more than 10,000 followers in...
Wow.
In X.
Okay, that's a huge audience.
Yeah, I'm a big brand on data in X, by the way.
Nice.
Yes. So I talk a lot about SQL and stuff, and all data stuff. In fact, digital transformation and stuff like that. Yes.
Okay.
So I have a lot more followers on X than LinkedIn.
And I remember we started working for this company, for MGAS, approximately at the same time.
Almost at the same time, yes.
Yeah. And what was your story? I mean, is it that Twitter that helped you to get this job to stand out, And how did John find you?
No, I actually applied. I was
applied.
I applied through some. There's a sourcing company that I applied through. There's a HR like.
I think
resource.
I think yeah. This is also not very clear to me how like what's working in Kenya, in Nairobi. If, for example, if you want to get a job in this one, where should you focus to advertise yourself?
And just shoot yourself
everywhere.
Just shoot yourself. Shoot yourself everywhere. Just make sure. See,
LinkedIn, X.
When I was actively looking for a job, in fact, it's a common saying, looking for a job is a job itself.
That's very true, actually.
If you're actively looking for a job and then you're still not putting passion to it, you are not ready. Some people will put, I think, maybe 2 CV. You just sent to 2 people your CV in 1 week. Just 2 CVs. How are you showing seriousness there? You should fire this thing out in such a way that even you have pipelines. When I was actively looking for a job, in a week, if I don't do any interview at all, I might even be doing 2-3 interviews. So give yourself more opportunities by just, in fact, when you get one rejection, I have one policy there when I was actively looking for it. When I get one rejection, that is 10 application.
Nice.
That's what I told myself. One rejection, unfortunately, it's okay, fine. 10 more.
Yeah. I
was firing like crazy. So, and definitely, you need only one, yes.
Exactly. Eventually, what you need, what you're looking is just one.
Just one, yes.
Just one should work out.
Yes. 1 yes.
Yeah.
Look for the job you're looking for, put it out there.
Yeah.
So, in fact, some of these these recruitment agencies for companies, you can put your CV there, and some of them, they groom their the CVs they have with them. They groom it first. When they get maybe a request from any of their clients, first they will check the CVs they have already received in the past. Some of them, they do this. They will check if your CV meets what this person is looking for. They will reach out to you. And then you go through the process.
So how does this work? They will just take their fee for this?
For you, they don't charge you. They don't. In fact, for me, people should not go get scammed like pay me, I will look for a job for you. That's I think it's not a serious.
There's a lot of scam.
No, like that's not a serious recruiting agency. Pay me, I look for a job for you. No, because the companies that usually are looking for a serious resource, they pay for the service.
Okay.
They pay for the service. They go to the agency. We are looking for this type of person. They give the JD. So their job, because this resource company is doing work for the company they are recruiting for. So why are you paying?
Okay. Do you usually also go through interview with that agency before?
Exactly.
Before employer.
Exactly.
Oh, so they want to interview you first.
Guys first will screen you. Okay, you've claimed, for instance, 8 years of experience.
Yep.
Within their own internal system, they should know what an 8 years person with 8 years experience look like, right? So first they do the first screening. So when they ask you some few questions, they'll be able to tell this guy doesn't have 8 years experience that our client is looking for. So they weed you out.
They don't want to promote you now.
Exactly.
Okay.
But when they see that you fit in, those that fit in, now they pass you to the company now. Okay, we've done the screening. These are the people we have found. And then you can take up your journey from there.
Okay, and then in the company you'll have to go through another
interview, and then
how many
people? I think mine was 2.
2 more.
Yeah, mine was just 2.
Okay.
Yeah, the HR one and then the The last one was just already an acceptance has been given, and just to meet the people you'll be working with and
get some idea about the project,
yes.
about the people, about the team.
Correct. That's no longer
toxicity.
Mainly two.
Toxicity.
See, when it comes to work, it's different. The level of gimmick in terms of working with people is different. So it's you to always guard your own side. And you will always learn. You see, I am not too deep into the corporate world, and it's politics is everywhere in terms of working. And I think it's also you knowing how to work with other people.
You know how people get stressed. I worked with so many software engineers who hate interviews, and for them that's a huge pain. You know, on the other side,
they hate interviews.
They hate interviews.
Yes. Interview is not convenient. It's not especially for anybody. It's not convenient.
Yeah.
It's not.
But there is, as you said, there is another side of this because it's also like opportunity for you, right? If you take this job as looking for job as a job itself,
yes.
Now you basically, all those people who scheduling screenings, whatever, all those interviews, they are putting some their time for you.
Yes.
And if you look at that from that perspective, right, everything changes because now if you do 2-3 interviews a day or a few interviews a week, right, you're learning.
You will get better.
Exactly. You're getting better.
By the time you will get the job, even yourself, you would know that, man, I am worth this stuff. Because, see, people want to hear what they want to hear.
Yeah.
So if you're new into the market and you don't know how to use those right words, even if you have the skills, if you don't know how to put the right words forward, using the right terms, showing what you know and things like that, I can tell you 100% you will fumble. But over time, as you practice, as you go for these interviews, you will definitely get better. And the way you respond to questions will change, your confidence will change. You will get to know that, this guy is not going to beat me. You know, this guy is probably actually even trying to help me.
Yeah. You very often you get this feeling of abuse on the interview.
Exactly.
You know? They're draining this juice from you.
Exactly. But you should not take it like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Learn from it and go to the next. I remember there was one interview I think I did. I think it maybe with AWS or something at some point. The question is very simple. But even despite working for a very long time, I have never had that question before. So the guy was just asking me, what is the difference between, view and a materialized view. I know what a view is, but materialized view, I've never really... I have used it, but I didn't know that term. I could not answer that question. But I have learned something that day. I went back and checked, this stuff, this simple stuff. You see, so no one again will use that against me. I will definitely blow past that one if anyone bring such question.
And actually, for me, that works better, you know. Once someone asks you and you don't know, this is how you easily learn.
Exactly.
When you just, maybe see it like yesterday, and you could forget it tomorrow already.
Exactly.
But with this kind of experience with association to this interview and everything, that term would stay there
forever.
Yeah.
It will not go. It will remain forever. So we learn. So looking for a job is a job. It is a job itself. So, but most people, I read one. I told you I am always on X. Always. That is where I get my news from and stuff like that. So there is one guy who was complaining. He was looking for a job. He said, 5 rejections in 6 months. And then another guy quoted him and said, my friend, you are doing poorly. How can you get only 5 rejections in 6 months? How? You should be getting about 150 rejections. So the guy is even saying you are lazy.
Oh, yeah.
He was accusing me that you are lazy. You're a lazy guy.
You can get 5 rejections in
that
2
is
weeks.
one. He's saying one in a month. The guy he was quoting him. It became a very big dialogue, and people were saying how they applied for, I don't know, this number of jobs. And then if you see that thread, if you're a job seeker, you will be so pumped up, and you will go push your CV out there. You see, so but for some people, it's not easy. I understand. You are drained emotionally. You have bills to pay. You have debt maybe to pay. Many of these things are weighing you down. Your mind is not fully informed. But I mean, once you got to do what you got to do.
Once you start feeling sorry for yourself, that
is it. So you go out there. Don't fold on your chair and start pitying yourself. Don't pity yourself.
Hey man,
go out there.
It's a jungle. You need to learn how to survive, right?
Yeah, go out there. Everybody is here trying. Yep. And another thing is, no one has actually figured life out. We're all just trying. Even those who have made it, even those who we think they are the top most, they're also just trying. People are just trying. It works fine. So try quickly, as quickly as you try stuff, fail at it or win at it, you will learn something onto the next.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's the only way. We don't have any otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah. I know the time is an issue.
No problem.
Right.
Yeah, we will always create another time if you feel like... Of course, there is always a lot more to discuss. We've not gone in depth of anything so far. We've just touched. Maybe at some point I will come with my marker and my pen to teach.
We put this whiteboard.
Yeah, to teach data.
Okay, I remember us doing this at the office.
Yeah.
For first time, it felt a little funny, but then it.
No, for me, I like.
Yeah,
I like teaching.
Yeah.
And when it comes to topic data, I may not close the topic. I can continue like that because it's interesting.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I appreciate you spare some of your time, and I know you're leaving later.
Yeah.
So yeah. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, and I also appreciate meeting up with you again. It was a very interesting time working together, and I appreciate.
Yeah, likewise, man.
The opportunities, because an opportunity also to discuss. It's not everyone who find your knowledge valuable enough. So I appreciate.
Yeah.